Right, so I just got another really exciting project car for you guys. I just bought myself an A45S from Copart, and I'm going to try to rebuild this within a week. This is Project Payday. Let's begin. So there she is. That's my other A45. If you guys haven't seen the videos on that one, there's about 25 odd videos, go watch those. But for now, we will be concentrating on this one. So this has taken quite a hit. Obviously the car, I bought the car as non-runner. They said the engine does not run, which I am hoping that is disabled by the ECU, but we'll get back to that. Let's see what has happened. So that wheel is completely toast. As you can see, it's not cracked from the inside. So what I'm assuming has happened is, because there's no other damage on the body parts or the panels at all, so potentially this car has mounted a curb or an island or something. It has hit something which has obviously lifted the car, because if you look at the bottom skirt, there's no damage whatsoever, nothing, not even a single scratch on the car. And then if you look at another contact area, which is the rear wheel, so what this tells me is this car has mounted a curb or something that's lifted the front, and then the rear one's made a contact as well as they're going over. So the impact has been absorbed mainly by the front, then second obviously the rear wheel there. But apart from that, there's no other damage on the car, not even a single scratch. This side is spotless, literally spotless. The wheels, everything on this side is spot on. There is a light mark here, so it's potentially just a curb rush. I don't know if it happened at the time of the accident or some other times. But yeah, that's how she looks. Obviously when the car made an impact, all the airbags has gone off, which is a bit of a nightmare, especially replacing the dash. So I already have another replacement dash on the way. I need to order the steering airbag and also the knee airbag. And apart from that, my main priority right now is to see if the engine runs. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it's just disabled by the ECU system. We can connect the computer diagnostic system and hopefully reset that and get the car started first. So let's quickly hook all the battery chargers and everything up and see if you can get it started. If you can get it started, then we'll jack it up, remove this wheel and investigate further as to see what sort of damage we are dealing with. So let's go. First thing first, we've got the Mercedes diagnostic system. Let's hook this up and then we can connect the battery packs and all the other stuff and hopefully try to reset and get this car started. So this one should go under here somewhere. At the back is down here. There we go. So that plugs in there. This one will just stay there for now. And let's go get the battery packs. Right, so as you can see, I have connected the battery management system to the car. And if we step into the car, I just want to show you that the car will not start. So if we try starting the car, put your foot on the brake. It will not start at all. So the ignition comes on, but it will not start. So what to do is, let's go inside and see if we can connect to this and get this reset out the way. So let's put this over there like that, and let's go over to the computer inside. Before connecting to the car, we had to update the system. And while that was updating, look at the weather. This is the typical British weather. But you know what? Let's go and connect to the car and see if we can reset this. Right, so I'm finally connected to the car. It took a while. We had to update our Mercedes system because it's slightly outdated, and for security reason it will not let us connect to the car. So all the systems are updated, and now we are currently connected to the car getting a complete scan. So hopefully when we get the scan, we'll be able to then connect to the motor electronics or the ECU, and hopefully if you see if you can reset this start disable feature, and hopefully, fingers crossed, get this car started. So it's currently going through the scan, and then once I'm inside the ECU, I will show you guys in a minute. Let's go. So as you can see, the VIN of the car is at the top. Obviously I have blanked all of that for security reasons, and initial test has identified 51 out of the 52 ECUs. I think the 52nd ECU that is trying to find is the headlight, which is not connected. So the driver headlight is missing, and therefore it's a bit trying to look for it, but it's not there. So once that finishes, then we'll be able to access the engine ECU. Yeah, we can see the system has finished the test, and we have over 200 fault codes within the system. So yeah, we can go into the actual report and then see what sort of fault and stuff we are dealing with, reset all the systems, and literally almost every ECU will have a fault because of the battery dying and the collision system. So what we are interested in now is the motor electronics, and what we need to do is check the airbag is necessary, a massive flow sensor, fuel. There you go. So the fuel pump was deactivated because of a cracked signal and all of that, so we need to reset that, and hopefully we can then start the car. So yes, we do acknowledge. Let's get into there. We are inside the engine ECU. So these are the faults that we have in the system. What we need to do now is go into adaptations, teaching processes, reset learned values, and we need to enable engine start after a crash. So what we need to do is hit this button, the magic should happen. Switch off ignition. So I need to go back outside to the car, stay here. Right, so I had to cycle the ignition, and there you have it, guys. Enable of the engine start has been completed successfully, and let's click continue down there, and there we go. Let's reset the error codes here. That should be stored now. So can you see the fault codes over there? It says stored. Let's clear the fault now. They should disappear, and perfect, we have no more fault codes memory. So if you click on start monitoring, there you go, there's no current pending fault within the engine. So I'm going to reset the rest of the systems, and then we'll go out to the car and turn the engine and see if we can start it. So exciting moments. Let me quickly do this, and we'll head out to the car then. Let's go. Right, so all the system has finally been resetted, and there's no other fault apart from the airbags, the headlight, and a few other small little sensors related, like the front parking sensor and stuff. That's because the bumper is off. So yeah, there's no other fault. I'm currently using the 45 to jump across the 45S because the battery is dead. We need to get a replacement battery. But for now, it's that time. I've spent the entire day trying to start this car. Let's head out to the car and see if that starts. Let's go. Right, so I am inside the car. Look how beautiful this looks. The ambient lighting and everything just amazes me in this car. So the 45 is there, currently providing power for this one. And this is the moment of truth. Let's press this button. Oh. Oh. And we don't have start still. Damn it. Oh, right, let's go back inside and see what the computer is saying regarding this. Man. Right, so I tried starting the car and it does not want to turn over. So a bit disappointed at the moment because I spent all day trying to sort all of this out and I'm still getting no start. So I'm just going to double check and go over everything. I'm going to scan the car again, reset the counters again, just to make sure I haven't missed anything, and then we'll try starting again. Man, looks like we're going to be here all night. I'm not leaving the garage until I start this car today. That's it. Yeah. Right, so I think I might have found the problem, and it's something that I have missed. It's a silly mistake by me. I haven't even checked the pyro fuse, which would have been exploded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back out to the car and inspect the pyro fuse to make sure obviously it will be gone. So I need to bypass that somehow, then try starting the car. So let's try again. Ooh, because the thing I scanned the computer again, there's no faults, so it has to be the pyro fuse. Let's quickly check that. Let's go. Right, so the part that I might have potentially missed lives under here somewhere, I think. Because I believe there's a pyro fuse through here which cuts the power. So I'm going to check the continuity here and also on those wires, and if it is the case, then I'll see if I can find something to bypass that. So yeah, let's give this a try. Okay, so I just found this piece of cable, and what I'm going to do is disconnect that negative terminal, connect this cable over there, and see if you can bypass this pyro fuse. The part number on that matches across with the Mercedes system, so I think we are onto something right here. So yeah, there's a 10mm and 13mm. Quickly remove that, replace this, and then see if you can start the car. So yeah, let me quickly do this because I need to hold the umbrella and do that, so can't hold this really. Let me see if I can. My replacement cable will not fit because the hole in this compared to that is quite small, so I'll need to make another hole just here. Let me get the drill out and see if we can do that, and then I'll take this one apart and see what happens inside. But yeah, let me enlarge the hole first so we can do some tests. Let's go. I find the correct size drill bit, so I just done a little DIY out there and see if this fits. Let's give this a try. Right, so I have connected that wire there and then directly to the negative, and now let's see if it starts. So we will hook everything back up as before, make sure nothing is touching over there as well, and that will be the ground, and this will be, ooh, that was a big spark. So we have power going to the car. Let's go inside. So I'm back inside the car for the 5th time, or maybe more. Let's see if this starts now. Foot on the brake. Come on, please. And yeah, still we don't have start. So there's definitely something else causing an issue with the start. Right, you know what? I think I've had enough. Man, come on. Why? Right, so the car still does not want to start, even after bypassing the pyro fuse. So the problem is slightly bigger than I anticipated, but I think the best option right now is call it a night here because the weather is terrible. It's raining, it's dark, so the best thing would be to call it a night here, come back tomorrow morning with a fresh mind and start testing other stuff, and hopefully the weather is slightly better tomorrow. So yeah, disappointing, but you know what, we'll get there eventually. and I might as well get a new battery, so I'm gonna grab a replacement battery so I don't have to then use the stabilizers and my car, the other A45, to jump it. So yeah, I've had enough. I'm calling it a night here, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Right, so I am back, fresh mind, fresh coffee, and let's begin. So last night when I got home, I was thinking as to why on earth I thought the pyro fuse lived on the negative terminal. My head was all over the place. It was a really long day yesterday, but I'm going to blame it on the diagrams, because the diagram showed me where the pyro fuse is located and it's not there where it says it is. So that kind of threw me off yesterday. But anyways, what I'm going to do today is remove all the battery, all the wiring and everything, and hopefully see if we can find the fuse somewhere. I have the replacement battery anyway that I need to replace, and hopefully we can find the pyro fuse and bypass that or replace that. So yeah, let me show you the diagrams that I was looking at that confused me, and then we can begin. Let's go. Right, so this is the diagram that kind of threw me off, and you can clearly see over there, number one is the pyro fuse, which is say there, and there has the two nuts. But that's not the case on this specific car, and these diagrams are VIN specific, so I don't know what is happening over there. I have to do a bit more digging and find out where the pyro fuse lives in this car. So yeah, let's continue. Let's start taking the battery and stuff out, and let's do some progress, you know. Right, so looking at the older 45, you can see that's where the pyro fuse is. So that explodes and cuts the power basically. So that's where it sits on this one. But then if we come across over here, what the diagrams tells me is the pyro fuse lives here, but on this there's no pyro fuse here. So that is a bit of a situation that I'm currently dealing with. The pyro fuse is not there, so I need to remove the battery, all this wiring and stuff, and see if the pyro fuse is in there or elsewhere. Yeah, we need to find that today. So yeah, I think it probably lives, what is here? I don't even know what's fuse box, but I think I'm gonna check, probably is in there, I don't know. So yeah, let me remove all these trims and stuff, remove the battery, and then we can inspect down there, see if we can find that fuse. So I have stripped everything, the battery has been removed, and I even opened the fuse box, but there's no sign of the pyro fuse. So what I am suspecting is the positive terminal, of course, the battery voltage goes from here into this box. So I'm assuming the pyro fuse probably lives inside this box. So I will try to take that apart and see if it's located inside there. But apart from that, it's nowhere else. Literally, I've looked everywhere. There's no sign of this pyro fuse. So yeah, let's have a look inside here. So I have checked the continuity from here to both of those feed wires, and both of them are okay. There is no pyro fuse, or nothing has disconnected the supply in there, in this box. So everything is okay. This is a bit of a tricky situation now. Right, so after checking for flipping hours, I started checking all the different connections, all the different points. It turns out this car does not have a dedicated pyro fuse, and the starter, there's another thing called the voltage limiter. So voltage limiter, I thought I'll check the continuity, and there's no continuity. So I think I know where the problem is. Let me show you guys. So this box, this is called the voltage limiter. So obviously there's continuity on this side, but this wiring goes towards the starter motor. After looking at the diagrams, there's continuity between here and here, which means the fuse is okay, but there's no continuity from this side to here. So that's why the starter is not turning. Even though we have released the fuel pumps and all of that, the starter cannot turn. So something's happened with this. I don't know if this is like a replaceable part, or the whole thing's got to be replaced, or we can reset this. I'll look into this more, but what I can do in the meantime is jump this and see if we can get the engine started first. So I'm going to get the replacement battery, put that in there, put everything back together, and see if we can bypass this section and get this started. Let's go. Right, so I have put everything back together, and I'm just using the jump leads just to see if we can get the car started. So now there is continuity on that side, and I hope there's no that much resistance in this, and we can get it started. So let's go and see if we can start this. Okay, so we're inside the car, put the ignition on, and moment of truth. Come on, please, please, please work. Nothing. Still nothing. What am I missing? What are we missing? Right, so I have got another shorter piece of cable, and I've bolted to either side just to make sure, just to eliminate, to make sure it's not starting because of internal wiring resistance. I'm running out of ideas right here now. This is my last shot before I jump into the computer and see what is what. But man, why is it not starting? Let's see. Still nothing. Still nothing. Right, so I have literally done every single thing. I've chased all the wires, every single thing is fine. In the end, what I have been doing is I've been updating the entire car software. So you need a genuine Mercedes system for this. I have reflashed the engine ECU to see if that is blocking the fuel still, because I looked at the actual values and the engine, or the low pressure fuel pump, was not running, even though we released that yesterday. So what I have done is I just reflashed the entire engine ECU, performed SCN codings and initial startup, and now I'm gonna see if it starts, because the thing is, after this I have literally nothing else that I can try. You know what, let's give it a try and see if it starts. Come on, please start, man. But yeah, so the update just finished, and let's see if it starts. You know, we'll have to just give it a try. So there is a fault code for sensor rotor adaptation, needs to be performed, but because we flashed the software, so that error just come up. It wasn't there before. And let's see if she starts. Foot on the brake. Oh my god! Oh, no way! Oh, that is crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god, I got no words. Oh my god, oh my god. Right, finally she is running. This is really good news. It took us 2 days, but she's running. She is running. Right, you know what, the error that just came up now, the sensor, I'm gonna finish all the adaptation on the engine ECU now, and then yeah, we can finally move on to looking at the damage on the exterior of the car. But I'm well pleased. I am well pleased, because there's literally no information, and I thought I'll just update the software and see if it helps. Yes. Oh my god, that's incredible. Right, let me quickly perform this. I'm gonna then go grab something to eat, celebrate, and then come back and we'll crack on with removing the wheels and have a look at the rest of the damage. Yeah, let's go. Right, so we've got the engine running, and now I can move on to looking at the damage behind this wheel. So what I'm going to do is jack the car up and see what sort of damage we are dealing with behind this wheel and also this one. So I do have a spare wheel that I'm gonna just put on in the meantime, so we can move the car back and forth. I need to inspect the control arms, drive shaft and everything else on this side. So let me jack it up and let's see what is happening behind that wheel. Right, so I just removed the wheel. As you can see, that has taken quite a hit. In terms of the damage, I think we've got really lucky with this one, because the only thing that is damaged here is the shock. So the track rod end and the control arm is absolutely fine. There's no issue with that. And as you can see, the shock has been completely, look at that, whoa, it's bent in half like. So we are lucky in a way, because the only thing we need to replace on this side is just the shock. Everything else is fine, and I might as well do the brakes. Look at the size of the calipers, huge. But yeah, the shock, so I will place a order for the new shock. The spring is fine, and hopefully you can get the replacement tomorrow. Put that on, and then you can put the wheel on and see if we can turn the wheels. The drive shaft looks fine as well, the front drive shaft. So everything else looks absolutely fine, no issues apart from the shock and obviously the wheel. So yeah, let's have a look at the back. Right, so I have been checking, the rest of the car is gone quite dark. I've checked the rear wheel and stuff, and there's no damage behind the rear wheel. So we are really lucky in this case, in this instance. And I've already placed the order for the replacement shock, so that should be with us tomorrow. But yeah, that's it for this episode. We're gonna end this one here and catch up in the next one for the replacement of the shock and probably the airbags and dashboard and a lot of other stuff. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and we shall see you the next one.